Oh, welcome everybody. Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Matt. Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to 2025, the year that everything just gets better.
Yeah.
We're very bullish. We've been very bullish for 2025, all of 2024, and here we are at last. I'm very excited about this year.
Yeah, it's going to be, I think, a great year. I hope everybody watched that video I made yesterday about how everything is really at support right before the new year, like the IWM, the QQQ, even SPY, all of that stuff. It looks like it's near a support right before the new year. It's like the market makers just want to flush things down to support levels before the new year starts. And even Bitcoin was down there too. Even the altcoins were down there too. And we're seeing a nice little bump pre-market. But the question is, will it last?
Maybe maybe they did so well in 2024 that they're like trying to sell at the most loss they could possibly get for their tax to change their tax burden for the year.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
now it's a new year, so now they can just let it run.
Yeah, I mean, that is a possibility for sure. So nobody really knows what goes underneath the hood of the market makers, but the charts are bullish. They've always been bullish, and I think corrections are a part of that bullish process. And people need to realize that and stop just focusing on the shorter term because the trend is your friend, and everything is going higher. And speaking of that, let's just do the indices here with the IWM. We can see that yeah, it was a perfect back test of this 219.79 for 3 weeks in a row. And now it's going up pre-market to 222. So the goal is just always stay above the 219.79, just kind of build a base on top now and go higher. And like if people are freaking out, it's going to go lower. I mean, it still could, I guess. There is a ton of support below it, and that's still bullish. But I think it has a good chance of holding this level because if you look in the past, just lots of weekly candles were in this zone for a while. So it's basically a previous resistance, breakout backtest of that previous resistance, flipping it to a support. So I think it's okay to have this correction. It's part of the process. Some of them went deeper than expected, but that is still okay for the future. And QQQ, we can see that, yeah, it went to the conversion line and it held the 511.70. That was 515 pre-market, but we have the 504.16 right down there as a support. And even on log scale here, there's even more support at the 497.46. So that's also a previous resistance flip to support. So is it guaranteed to go back down and retest there? No, but if it did, it's still not a bearish situation. And SPY went back again. I've been talking about this 585 for a couple months now. Ever since it broke out, I was like, yeah, that should be your support. And so far, it has been, right? So the 585.38, you can see how well these fib extensions are working so far. And now it's even going to maybe open back up above the weekly conversion line, 588.48. So again, this chart is still bullish. So if people were bearish and they bought puts right at support, that is not the correct time to buy puts. The correct time to buy puts is near resistance, so to protect your gains. So therefore, I think this is a good opportunity to continue to build a base here for the continuation to the 700s above.
Oh yeah,
All right.
that's
And
solid advice too about the timing on when you buy puts, when you buy calls. You look for when the volatility seems the lowest.
yeah, you don't want to pay more for it.
Right, exactly.
When you're buying puts at support, you're paying a higher premium, which is not what you want to do when you buy puts. So I know I saw some people that were buying puts on the SPY and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's not really a smart move because it's at support. So that being said, I think this has a good opportunity of holding.
Yeah. We kind of had the idea to sort of deep tease Tesla and kind of hold it off until 9 o'clock because we're waiting to get some delivery numbers this morning. But in the long term, it doesn't, like Matt said, to me it doesn't really matter. A year ago, 1450 was seemed like an impossible goal. Like, oh, can we ever get back there again? And now we got over it. We overshot to $488, and now we're simply back retesting that previous all-time high support. So, we're in a very bullish place with Tesla. And go ahead, Matt. I see you got Bitcoin there.
Oh yeah. So Bitcoin, I was always expecting this 1.414. I was telling my Patreon people that the 91,158 is still always a possibility, but maybe not, right? Maybe not anymore. I don't know, right? We just need to focus on, I guess, the 4-hour chart here, right? If we focus on the 4-hour chart, we can see that it's back above the 4-hour cloud. So I think this chart is looking like it kind of wants to be more bullish now. And I think if that top of the cloud can now be your support, maybe 96,000, then I think it has potential to again. So was this just the market makers front running this price? I mean, I guess a lot of people were expecting it to go much lower. So they're like, haha, no way. We're going to trick you guys, pretend it's going to go lower, and then send it higher. So I think I don't know if it's going to get hit, right? It got so close multiple times of getting down there, but it never touched it again. So that always makes me a little bit cautious, like it's a potential to just do a liquidity grab down there. But sometimes the front running happens and it just doesn't hit that support level. So it's a bullish chart, right? No matter what the correction was, the uptrend on the high time frame is still intact, and this thing will go, right? It'll go to the 130s, 140s, 150s, and beyond. Just got to have patience. And I'm watching the 4-hour chart for today, and let's see if 96,000 zone, maybe even down to the 95.6 right there, if it can just continue to hold as support.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I want to show you my Bitcoin chart again because I did again. I did again with it.
Nice.
So my chart starts down here at 15,479 for the bottom, for the low, and it's a weekly chart. It's got exactly 315 weeks in it. I posted this a couple times for people if they want to duplicate this chart. Here's the angle of the rise over run. Anyway, and basically what I did was I lined it up so that from this price, my 45-degree angle it passed through these 2 points, my wave 1 top and what I suspect is my wave 3 top. Oops, don't do that. Anyway, when I get closer to it, like on this 4-hour chart, I mean, I know it's calibrated for a weekly chart, but even on the 4-hour chart, it looks like it's holding up pretty well. Price kind of after the wave 3, it kind of came back down to check out this Gann arc right here as support. And it's just been riding the Gann arc down for a while, and it could be done. Like this I could just do that, but if not, maybe it has to go a little lower. It doesn't have to though. Why did I pick this number? I can't remember why I picked that number actually. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this Gann vertical line here for this to be where it starts to take off again and gets above here. This one goes to 178 to 222 for this. Not the 238 extensions necessarily. It's actually this Gann horizontal line. I wish I knew what it was called. But these horizontal lines that come off of the top of the arcs all the way from the left-hand side. But anyway, it has some confluence with my 238.2% fib extension at 179. So yeah, bullish on Bitcoin. But I'm finally coming around to where you and Kat have been for years.
Yeah.
On Bitcoin.
Well, not years, but mainly most of 2024. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Gosh, yeah, definitely most of since the beginning.
Yeah. 2023 even. Like end of 2020.
And guys, if you haven't seen it yet, Matt did a XRP chart talking about how XRP could go even higher than we've been talking about previously. Go definitely check out that chart today.
Yeah, I can. I mean, somebody mentioned it in the chat, so I can talk about XRP real quick since we're talking about crypto.
Do it.
So yeah,
I never get tired of
So yeah, this is the fractal that I put in the post on X, and yeah, it's just following market symmetry. Really, you can see like even if you move it around a little bit, this current price right here, yeah, it was maybe a little bit more volatile last time. Like last time, it went up to the the 331, right? But it's basically in the same range, right? It's in the same range right now, and kind of the same time period too. It spent like just over a month in that period, like a month and a half before, and that's what it's kind of doing right now, right? It's kind of doing the same thing. So if it's going to play out the same way, then yeah, they could just launch up to this angle up here, right? This symmetrical angle, then backtest the arcs, which also backtest that 1.272, right? So even the fractal is following the market symmetry perfectly, and then it could break this blue level and go try to retest it, and then finally break down, and that could be like a bear market for a while. So this actually is looking like, so far, it could be playing out, right? I'm not saying it's going to, but it's just interesting to put things over each other and just see if it really wants to go higher. But either way, I think taking that off aside, I think it's still going to the arcs here. I think it's still going to this fib extension, 829 at a minimum. So I think it could happen, like I said in my video, maybe March, maybe even July, right? So March could be like the quickest up here, I think, around here, but maybe where everything meets here, the fib, the vertical line, and this arc all at the same time could be July, right? So just maybe a few more months away, possibly, for $8 XRP. I think that could be exciting. So we're going to pay attention to that. But I only see great things with this chart, and it's not even retracing at all, basically, which is really, really bullish, because it's kind of just building like a nice base above like the previous highs and near the previous all-time highs too. So very bullish development. And it's not only that, it's once again back above this 886 again, the 2.25877. So it did spend a couple weeks below it, but getting back above it could be part of that building that base process for a launch into space.
Woo-hoo.
Yes.
I'm excited for XRP. Every chance I get, I buy more XRP.
Yeah. I think it's just going higher.
All right. Well, let me just, people are, I know some of you guys are trying to figure out what to do about Tesla before the.
Yeah, we can talk about
before they announced how many, but so what? Tesla opened with a gap up this morning from 403 on Tuesday to 407 this morning. So, you could easily see a wick that closes that gap right at the open. Tesla loves to do that. Might even push it a little farther down. Maybe we get a double bottom off of 401. 401.20 is the lowest low we've gotten now since hitting 488. So let's see, there's a couple things to think of. One is I would just love to see $400 never get broken again, right? Or at least not having any kind of major candle close, like an hourly candle. I wouldn't want to see it close under 400, but so if it can do that, then if 401 can stay the bottom, or 400, then easily it comes back to 455 for a 618 retrace, right? And then eventually it gets back over the previous high and then goes higher and higher. I still firmly believe we'll see. I've got that $710 target by mid-July this year. Could it drop down to 383.64? Yes, it could. It is the weekly S2. So, I don't know. It'd have to be like quite a bit of fear to push it down that low. But I guess if you get any kind of fear that gets it below the daily S1 of 392.77, it's going to want to just finish the rest of the way to the weekly S2, which is also my 123.6 fib extension. So basically this ran up to 176, and then coming back to 123.6 would not be completely surprising. But I really want to see first I wanted to see 420.69 hold, then I want to see 414.50 hold. That didn't hold, so I want to see 400 hold. If that doesn't, then maybe 383. But it'd be like a fast wick and then right back up again. I'm not looking for any kind of long-term, medium-term, short-term downtrend. It's a wedge down, a bullish wedge down that's going to flag higher is the way I look at it. And Tesla's got a long way to go in a hurry. So, I mean, it feels like the last few weeks, or it wasn't even a few weeks, it was like the last week, was just so horrifying, scary. But that's only if you bought in the 480s and you watched your money fall down to 400 again. If you're down here, if you bought down here and held down here, you just bide your time and wait. Again, I easily see 710, 711 by July this year. So be bullish on Tesla. All we did was we consolidated. We've retraced back to the all-time high, broke above it, and have tested back down to it again. And now it's making a support, which is going to let us go even higher. And don't even get me started on the fundamentals on Tesla. Don't even get me started. All right. Matt, do you want to talk any more about Tesla?
Yeah, I mean, since people are worried about it, I'm just going to show you my chart here. So I drew a fib channel for Tesla, and just to show you, each channel acted as a support and a resistance in the past, right? We can see that clearly with each line as a channel. And what do we see now? Well, we see Tesla is breaking above this channel one last time. Like, it used to be a support zone, then it broke down, but now it's breaking back up. So a previous support flipped to resistance. Now it's flipping back to possibly a support. And if we zoom in here, what do we see? It's a possibility of going back down to maybe 395, maybe wicking below, like what Tracker said, possibly the 380s, if that's possible, right? And just back testing that support zone. So there's also more confluence I have on another chart here from the 4-hour chart, and just wanted to show you that. And we can see that after it broke above this orange level, straight up to the 45, then back to this arc, then tried to break above, failed. So if it goes back down to that arc right now, guess what? That's still that 396, 395, whatever zone, right? Sure, it could trickle down a little bit as well. Who knows? But this is looking like it wants to flip this 4-hour arc to a support. So your delivery numbers, I don't care about them. I care about this chart, and I think this chart is just going to be fine. Whether it needs to be back tested or not, it's just part of the process to become more bullish. And this is a bullish chart. Nobody can tell me otherwise that Tesla is not bullish. And all this panic out there is unwarranted. And it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, no matter how far down this arc it really goes, because it's going to go back higher and higher and higher. And ultimately, it's going to go to the next level up here in the 500s and beyond. So all this worry is really meaningless and pointless to me, because this chart is finally bullish after 3 years. I think people are just traumatized that, after a big move, it's just going to drop again because they bought the top. Well, just don't buy the top, buy support, and then you'll be fine. And yes, support is near. So I will be adding to my TSLL position if we get a drop below 400 today, just to let people know.
Woohoo. Man, that's such great advice. And yeah, if we can just sort of always be more like Matt and,
not always
buy support this thing. Well, be more like Matt, look to get excited when the red days are testing supports and you can buy. And then, when things get really excited and the exuberance is high, that's when you take a little bit off the table. So you've got some more cash to buy them at the next red day. And let's not, let's not waste too much energy and time gnashing our teeth over, 10% retracement after 100% move up.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. And I think people, they're just programmed to wait until there's confirmation of a breakout to buy. They're programmed for that, but that's in my opinion, that's chasing. And when you chase like that, then that's how you get trapped. And a lot of people, they wait for the confirmation, but sometimes that confirmation is not really confirmation. Then it goes back down. So that's why I think if you just stick to buying support zones, you'll be fine. And guess what? Tesla is nearing a support zone if it drops below 400.
Indeed. Well, what do you want to talk about next? I'm going to try to whip up a chart for somebody.
Yeah.
If you want to
let's see.
Do something.
Yeah, I can go to, I see a DXYZ here. And my focus is this resistance for DXYZ. And that's about it, right? The 6207, that's basically what I'm focused on. If it can't break above that, then it's probably just going to keep consolidating longer and longer. And that is the only thing that really matters. Breaking above that, otherwise it's just going to be stuck for a longer period of time. And maybe AC.
A quick
Yeah, go ahead.
A quick side note though, DXYZ follows Tesla very closely. So if you see Tesla start to rip, I would expect that DXYZ would start to rip as well.
All right. And ACHR, Archer Aviation. Yeah, it's also at a resistance zone. It got blocked by the 786, the 1103 on the weekly chart. And now it's kind of in between the arc up here at 1047 and the 702, 899. So this is your maybe your support zone down here. If it wanted to come back down, I think that could be the opportunity. But it looks like it's closer to resistance right now than it is support. So just got to be a little bit patient, I think, with Archer right there.
Let's see. I'm building this Vermilion Energy chart for my request here.
Yeah,
I can show it.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to do one more. I saw LAES as well from Elizabeth. And LAES, same situations. Like all of these had a massive breakout already, right? And now they are at resistance. So essentially, the time to want to be interested is when they're kind of like down near support. And this one was kind of difficult to buy at support, in my opinion, simply because it could have easily lost this previous support and gone a bunch lower and continued to be a falling knife, but it didn't, right? So it just launched back up, and now we can see that it's at resistance. It's at the 726 resistance. It's even got rejected at the 1068. So this whole zone is resistance from current price all the way up to 1068. And now support really lies down here, maybe at the 494. So these stocks are super volatile. If you're going to be in the game, you got to withstand the volatility. Just like crypto-related stocks, they are super volatile as well. So you got to be able to handle that kind of stuff if you're going to play this game.
All right, I've got this Vermilion Energy chart I can show. It's just basically, it's a retracement, right? Vermilion Energy, it hit an all-time high up here of $72.69 after its IPO, and then it's been in consolidating ever since. And now it looks like it's found a bottom at $1.50, and it made it as high as $28.69 for a 38.2% retrace back up towards that all-time high. And then it fell down and did not hold the 23.6, so it did not come back up to the 61.8. It went deeper, but it's still, if it doesn't go much lower, it basically went to this 11.4% fib down here, a little bit below that. If it can get back above 962 and keep holding, then I think it will go for higher than 61.8%, maybe the 70.2 or maybe 88.6%. You can see that the market is already expecting, they've got sell orders up here between the 618 and the 70.2% fib. So, somewhere between $45 and $51. So just if you, I don't know when you bought this, if you bought it up here, I'm sorry. But if you're thinking about buying it, or you can DCA down here, that's great. And I would put I would consider a stop loss under this, where they've stopped buying. They've got buy orders down to 643. If it drops below that, I just get out and just wait and see what really wants to do. But if you can hold this low, $45 to $51 is where I would put Vermilion Energy is wanting to do next.
All right, I think
so. That was for.
I think that that VET was for VeChain, the crypto, but that's.
Oh my God! Did I do that again? I'm so sorry.
It's okay, but now we know about Vermilion, so it's fine. Yes.
Is ACH also a crypto then? So I'm just not a crypto guy.
Yeah.
Is ACH a crypto?
Yeah, they're both cryptos. I can just do it real quick.
Oh,
I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I already have this Sofi chart on my screen first, so I'll do Sofi because they were talking about somebody downgraded it. But downgrades at resistance, I see that all the time, right? And I told everybody for the past couple of weeks it's getting blocked by the 1606. So this should not be a surprise that it's going lower, right? Because this had an opportunity to try to hold it as support, but it did not, right? For the past couple of weeks, it gave a clue. Even last week, it did not close above. It tried to, but it did not. So I also said that if this can't hold, there is a possibility to go down to the 14s again, maybe even the 13s again, too, to retest that support. So this is all part of the process to become more bullish. It's a normal part of the process, and I think nothing really to fear. So with that said, let's just jump into I'll do a V-chain chart real quick. Yeah, so here's my log scale V-chain. It's trying to get back above that orange level of my GAN right here, which is not really succeeding. So that means it's still not really ready to go breakout. So the only number to focus on is the 05350. Just basically build a base on top of that, then it goes higher. Otherwise, it's just going to be in this range right here between the 4 cents and the 5 cent zone until it really is ready to break higher. And ACH, we'll go to this crypto here on Binance. I think one thing we can just do is just pull up a quick fib just to see where that retrace is. And yeah, you can see exactly this fib where it gets rejected, and it got rejected at that 618, and now it's almost went down to retest that 382, and now it's getting back above the 50% level. So that's the goal, to close the week again on Sunday, maybe that 0.02657, and then build a base on top of that to go higher. And basically the Ichimoku might be in the way, right? It might not allow it to go much higher yet because the cloud is in the way. So let's just see if it can actually build a base on top of this 0.2657. And then if it can, then I think it can break through the resistance above. All right.
All right. I want to revisit LAES. That was a chart that I had done last week. And yeah, so I was looking for this to basically do a retrace back to its all-time high of 2850. And it did. It went to the 382. We got a little bit more than 236, but that's because we had so much fear in the market last week. But the 23.6 is $6.95. You can see that went right back up to the moving average 75, and we're right back at 695 right now. So 695, I'd like to see it hold, and then that will indicate a strong possibility that our next target will be $17.72 for the 618 retracement. It could even extend as high as the 76.4 for 2184, but I don't count on it. That's why but I did draw this block last week saying that the zone of possibility could take it a little higher. Let me put a weekly chart just to see if it had any action. It did kind of get up in here. Yeah, I don't know. 1772 is what I'd be looking for next, and it could possibly go a little higher. That's LAES. GME's not. There's no change with GME other than it's getting better every day. I bought it when Kat said, "Oh, I think you should buy." I bought it at $29, and now we're up at $32. And as it continues on, my chart is exactly the same as I drew after it bottomed out here at 994. Anyway, my next target is $71. $71, and you can even see the market's got sell orders up there. It's got sell orders on the way, but it's got sell orders way up in the 71s, all the way up to 114.51.
Yeah, I think this zone. I see that question by SHM. I think this zone is just a really powerful zone to try to break. So from like current price to maybe like 34, 35, it might just be stuck under there for some time until it really is ready to break out. So that's kind of the zone I'm watching before any kind of excitement resumes.
Yep, that's true. But it did get a little higher. Got a little higher than this candlestick right
there.
Yeah,
it is going higher and higher. It's getting closer and closer to breaking out. But so far, not ready yet. Not ready yet. Let's see. I have my Coinbase chart here. I see that. And Coinbase is fine, right? It went back and retested the baseline. Didn't even backtest the 245.786. I was expecting that to possibly happen, but it got close. It got to the 246.37, and now it's stuck, right? It's probably going to be stuck in a range possibly until Bitcoin maybe breaks out. And the range is maybe like the conversion line 263 and the baseline 247. So possibly if Bitcoin just stays around current price, it could just stay in this little wedge here for a couple of weeks. and then maybe it's ready to go higher. So it's a bottoming process. The process looks normal. Yes, it went a little bit lower than I thought, but it doesn't change my overall thesis, which is why I'm not worried at all.
I got this MicroStrategy chart, Matt. I want to ask your opinion of, did I make it too small? It's a 4-hour chart. It's got 1080 4-hour periods here. And yeah, I basically just used the whole first box and it ran all the way up here. My 45 kind of follows, well, it wasn't really a 45. I lined up this one right here. Anyway, I kind of look at it. There's my wave 1. Here's my wave 2. If the wave 2 holds, then I think it wants to go to 120 next, then possibly back down to 89 or 80, then maybe about 150, 80, 150, 89 again. Maybe it doesn't have to go that low. Anyway, I know it gets kind of crazy, but I just like the way these Gann charts work out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Here's my fibs on the right. If this is your wave 1, this is your wave 2, that wants to go to like the 764, the 618 next. This was a 2236 flavor. In other words, it went 618, 236, 1236, 764, 2236. So I'm looking for to just repeat that same flavor again. So here's about the 618 would take it to 170. That's 169, 69. And back to the 236 takes it to 89. Then the 1236 is almost $300. And then the 764 for support and the wave 4 is about $200. And the 2236 is 509.21. So I said or 530, and that's where the top Gann box goes to.
All right.
Anyway, I published this for my subscribers this morning. I thought it'd be kind of fun.
Well, I have a MicroStrategy chart too, but Tesla just reported, so let's see. It's going down. Oh my God! Freak out, guys! Freak out! No, we don't need to freak out. Like I think maybe I'll just get my TSLL order ready right now. That's what I want to do.
Oh yeah, you keep missing these orders when we're doing the shows, right?
Yeah, let's. I wanted TSLL below 27. And I think that's what we're going to get. So
we're coming up on the S1 of 392.77. Below that, the weekly S2 is 384.88. I don't think it would go much lower than 384.88. Right, we're almost to the daily. Oh, we just looked through 392.77. Oh, and it is heading towards 384.88.
Yeah. So it's wicking through that bottom arc right there right now. And I think that's okay, right?
We touched 390.
What were the orders, by the way?
What were the what?
What were the deliveries? I mean, what were the numbers?
Oh, I have no idea. Maybe somebody out there can tell us.
Yeah.
Or I guess I can ask Rock. Let's see. What were the delivery numbers? The fourth quarter, they delivered 495,570 vehicles, just under 500,000.
So what was expected though? I don't even know what was expected.
I don't watch that stuff. Price is at 387, so we're just a few dollars. That weekly S2 now of 384.88.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd call this a buying opportunity.
Yeah, I think if you look to the left too, there's some support right down there as well. And with these previous 380s, and you were talking about that 380 this morning anyway. So before,
yeah, 384.88 was the weekly S2, yeah. And it lines up with my 123.6 fib support at 383.64. In fact, let's see. Yeah, so far 385 is the low that it's hit. I think sometimes people look more when we get right down to it. Sometimes these calculated pivot points are almost stronger than my fibs. Oh, but look at that. Nope. Right there, it just hit 383.50. And we're back. And we're back over the S2 of 3 to 4. That's it. It wicked down just a few cents, about 30 cents lower than my 123.6 fib extension at 364, and we're back up again.
Yeah. So I think TSLL fine around here is fine. I think I might just do that.
Yeah.
Because this is what I was waiting for. I was waiting for like a liquidity grab below this arc here on the 4-hour chart on my chart that I was showing before. Yeah, like right here. So I think that's it's a good zone, right? It's a good zone, and I think it doesn't matter. But you're gonna hear fear narratives on X all day. But this is fine, right? It's fine.
Ignore the fear. They're be excited. Be excited for a chance to buy.
Yeah. All right, yeah, let me just do one more with MicroStrategy and show you what I think here. So ultimately, it's the linear scale that I'm looking at, and it's this fib, right? The 2.272, the 281.87. It never came back down there, but it always still is a possibility to get down there and close this gap right here. It's always a possibility. And if that happens, it's fine, right? It's still part of the process of maybe just a deeper back test than I thought. I thought this 322 level was going to hold, but it did not. But that's just part of the process sometimes. Sometimes you think one level is going to hold, but then it goes a little bit deeper than you thought. And there we go. So it's still super ultra mega bullish chart, just a deeper back test. Now let's see if it can build a base above this 280 zone and then go higher.
All right, I bought my TSLO.
All right, very good.
Oh my gosh, it's 9:06. Oh, my call. Yeah, the crow was letting me know that Tesla fell down into that zone that I had an alert for. Oh man, is there? I just want to say one thing. Bitfarms bankrupted my family. Asked, "Is the quantum bubble going to burst?" It hasn't even started.
Yeah.
And whatever is going on about quantum right now, it's just the people anticipating the anticipation of quantum possibilities.
Anticipating the anticipation.
That's it. We're in the anticipating the anticipation phase of it. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
All right. Well,
Matt, is there anything else that you want to?
No,
go ahead.
I got to get to my private live stream now, and yeah. Don't worry about Tesla, guys. I love it below 400, and I was talking about it on Tuesday. Yeah, before the new year. I'm like, I said, am I the only one that wants a Tesla below 400? And I'm getting it. So this is a great opportunity, in my opinion. And that 380 zone was kind of hit perfectly. That tracker mentioned before, like around 7:30. He mentioned it, 7:40 or 8:40. Yeah.
Yep, it just seemed I didn't want it to happen, but it just if I couldn't get my wish of staying over 400, that's where I saw it going next.
Yeah. So
guys, stick with we didn't get to request today. I'm gonna kind of do what I did on Tuesday. I'll keep my window open and I'll start posting answers to your requests in the show here while Matt goes on to his show.
Yeah. So, all right, guys.
Matt, you don't have to do anything different. You can close the show like you usually do, but the chat keeps on going here for a little bit.
Okay.
After you leave.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right. Good luck. Good luck, man.
All right. Bye-bye.
Happy New Year.